Hello all. In the last session, we discussed about static backend service in MPG and propagate URI. Right. So this is what we discussed. Yeah. Today we will discuss other topics. Gopi, can you hear me? Hello.
Yeah, Professor, I'm in mute.
Okay. Okay. Fine. Yeah. So can you share your screen?
Yeah, I'm sharing. Able to see?
Yeah. Just do it. Okay. I can see. Yeah. Today we'll discuss about. I wanted to see course content. But desktop. Yeah, no problem. We'll discuss about this file management. Okay. So drag down. Yeah, drag down file management. Yeah, click on the file management. Yeah. So we can see the multiple directories in that, right?
Yes.
Yeah, we'll talk about the important directories. Okay. So yeah, as the
Hey,
name itself, it is saying that file management,
this
right?
one recording's not okay.
Yeah, I think it started. It recording to the cloud.
No, not this one. Previous sessions.
Yeah, yesterday I asked Chandu to share all the videos with you. Did you get it?
No, I did not get any update from channel.
He said he will check in the cloud and he will share it with you.
Not sure. He's in caller.
I think he left it.
Okay.
You can ask him because that I don't have it
Okay,
since
fine.
it is a licensed one, so they are only will get access to that.
Okay, fine.
Yeah. Okay. So set directory, the very first directory is so file management. As the name itself, it is saying that file management. So what are the files we use in the data power? What are the files? So that might be certificates or code, XLT, gateway script, or anything. So we will upload those files into the respective directories in the file management, and we can make use of it. Okay.
Okay.
So the very first directory is set directory. The very first directory is set directory. So certificate, right? So in the digital world, I think you might aware of it. So wherever security matters in the digital world, wherever security comes into the picture, we use two components that we called as asymmetric key, that is private key and public
Public.
key. What is that? Private key
Public.
and public key. So that public key and private key. So the beauty of the data power is within the data power itself, we can generate the private key, public key. So within the data, suppose if you work on any tools, suppose MQ, I think you are working on MQ, right?
Yes, yes.
And MQ, within the MQ, suppose if the queue manager, if you want to configure certificate, do you generate the certificate in the MQ? No, right?
No, no.
So we
Third
use
party.
some third-party tools like OpenSSL, IBM key
Key
management, right?
management.
Yeah. So the beauty of the data power is within the data power itself, we can generate private key and
Public.
Public key, the public key we call it as a certificate.
Mm,
So whatever subdirectory is a domain scope. The scope of the subdirectory is domain. Okay.
yeah,
The domain is nothing but, so what are the files you have in the domain, you can view and access only from that particular domain. Okay. The
mm,
domain scope. I think that is clear, right?
yes, yes.
And whatever the private key and public key you created within this domain, so directly they will be saved under the subdirectory,
Mm,
private key and public key. And suppose if you wanted to upload any third-party certificate, like third-party application backend certificates, you can upload that certificates in the subdirectory. We will see all of them.
okay.
Okay. And checkpoints. Checkpoints. So do you know the meaning of checkpoint?
Stopping point for one
Yes.
transaction.
Yeah, yeah. Checkpoint is nothing but this is for developer, but let me explain. Suppose let's assume. So the main use case of checkpoint is, suppose let's assume already we have an existing production service. Let's say version is V0.
Mm,
Okay. So on top of it, you made some code changes and you wanted to deploy that again. Okay.
mm,
So if you deploy that again, so let's say it is a new thing is the version 1. But if you deploy this V1, so due to this deployment, if the existing functionality V0 is failed, that won't looks good, right?
yes.
So to avoid that conflict, so before deploying this V1 to the production, we will create a checkpoint. When the moment you create a checkpoint, so whatever the existing configuration is there, that entire configuration will be saved in that checkpoint configuration file. Okay.
Yeah.
And yeah, so this is a best practice. The moment you create it, sorry, today, yeah, the moment you create it, so the entire data will be saved in the checkpoint configuration file and that will be saved in this checkpoint directory. Okay, this is all the scope of the checkpoint directory is also domain.
Yeah.
So then you can deploy newer version, V1. So the moment you deploy V1, if V1 is working and V0 functionality, V0 and V1 functionality is working, then you can delete the checkpoint. Suppose unfortunately, if you deploy this V1, but once you deploy this V1, the V1 functionality is not working and V0 is not working. Then, so
Yes.
simply we can roll back the checkpoint. The
Yes.
moment you roll back the checkpoint, whatever the previous configuration is there, so it will work as is, that is V0.
Yeah.
Clear?
Yeah.
So that is the use case of checkpoint. Checkpoint is also a domain scope directory. What are the checkpoints you can create? What are the checkpoints you create in the domain? Those checkpoint configuration files will be saved in this. So by default, for domain, we can create 3 checkpoints. Okay, when you create the application domain, so the next tab will show number of checkpoints. By default, it is 3. But if you wanted to increase that count, you can do that. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, config directory. The third one is config directory. So can you please collapse that? Click plus on that. Yeah, I think you are in default domain. Can you please switch to first? Can you please switch to other domain?
Here
Yeah,
we got switch
yeah,
on.
yeah. No, no problem. You are in default domain. So from the default domain, we can view all the domain configurations.
Yes.
Okay. Since we have dev test prod training, and
Yeah.
you can see all this. Con- From the default domain, you can view the file management from all the domains. From the default domain, you can view the file management of all domains. Okay.
Yeah.
So that's why you can see dev test training prod. Okay.
Yeah.
So in each config, so that's why I'm requesting you to switch to other domain. Can you please scroll up, switch to other domain, dev or anything. Yeah. Go to the file management. Yeah. Click config. Yeah. So when you, yeah, in config directory, one directory created with the name domain name.cfg. Okay. Since it's a dev domain, the configuration is dev.cfg. So when we are creating any objects in this domain, you are clicking on the save config button, right?
Yes.
The moment you click on the save config button, what are the changes we configured or what are the new objects we configured, that entire data will be saved in this
Config file.
configuration direct file. Okay.
Yeah.
The moment you click on save configuration button, those changes will be saved in this directory. In config directory, in each domain, one file will be created with the domain name .cfg. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. Now the export directory. So yeah, export is also a domain scope, domain level scope, and what are the objects you export. So generally, we use this export and import for the code promotion from the lower environments to higher environments. So dev to test, test to prod, like that. So the code you want to deploy from dev to test, right? Simply we export in from dev and import in test. Okay.
Complete configuration, right?
Yeah. So the code promotion, like any service. Suppose, yeah, yesterday we created that service in dev, right? Suppose if I wanted to import that in test environment,
Yeah.
simply you export from dev and I'll show you that. So when you are exporting, export is also a domain level scope directory. And when you are exporting, that will be a zip file, right? That zip file will be saved in this directory.
Okay.
Okay. This ISAM we don't require, so ignore them. And the local, this is very important. The local directory is also a domain specific directory, and this is for the developers mainly. So the developer, when they create any service, so for the transformation, they use XSLT or gateway script, or for validation XSD or any artifacts, right?
Yes.
So yeah, so those files, XLT, gateway script, XML, XSL, XSD visual files, so they can be uploaded into this local directory. Okay.
Oh,
Yeah, for the logs, we have two directories, log store and log temp. The log store and log temp both are related to the logs, and the log temp, these both are domain level scope directories. And in the long term directories, by default, the system will generate the logs, right? By default, the system will generate the logs. So those logs, the default system logs, will be stored in this log temp directory. Clear?
yeah.
So the see, you can see the default log and default log XML. The same content will be, the first log file will be in text format, default logs, and the default log.xml, the same logs will be in XML format.
Okay.
Okay. The content is same, but first log is in text and the second log is in XML format. Clear?
Yes.
Yeah, the log store directory. The log temp directory is for the default system login. But suppose if you want to have a custom login, right?
Yeah.
That custom log files you can upload into this, you can save into this log store. The log temp is for default system logs, and the custom login files you can save into log store directory. These two are domain specific. Clear?
Yeah.
And policy framework. The policy framework is also domain specific. And see, click on that MPGW. Yeah, whatever the service you create, for that, see, we created yesterday MPGW loop backend, static backend, right?
Yes.
So just it creates some hierarchy into this policy framework. Okay. See,
Yeah.
MPGW, loop backend, static backend. And the use case of policy framework is like we use API Connect. API Connect is a data power, sorry, API Connect is a IBM product which is used to manage end-to-end API lifecycle.
No.
So for that, data power will be used as a gateway runtime. So some of the functionalities we cannot achieve in the API Connect. So then what we do, we can implement the same in data power, and we can export them as a custom policies in API Connect, or also we call it as a user defined policies. For in that, to to use that user defined or custom policies, we will follow some concept that at that moment also we use this policy framework. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Now collapse, minimize that. Now let's go to the second, next directories, pubset and shared set, right?
Yeah.
So this pubset and shared set both are appliance level scope directory. Both are appliance level scope directory. Can you please minimize that? I'll explain it. Yeah. So for the set, we have three directories total. Set directory already we discussed. Set is a domain scope, and what are the certificates you create in this domain, they will be stored, and what are the certificate you wanted to use from this domain, you need to upload. But what is the use of this pub set and shared set, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So the PubSub and shared set both are appliance level scope, which means data for appliance contains a multiple domains, right? What
Yeah.
are the files you have in this appliance level scope directories? You can access those files from all the domains. Okay?
Okay.
You can access those files from all the domains. So, but you cannot upload, you can upload the files into that appliance specific directory from the default domain itself. From the default domain itself. Click on actions and the pubset. Click on actions, the right side. Yeah. Can you see upload files option is enabled? No, right?
No.
All are disabled. Can you go to log temp or any domain specific directory? Local. Yeah. Local. Go to local. Local is a domain specific directory, but you can see that upload files option there, right? You can see that. You can see
Yes.
the differences, right?
Correct.
For the appliance level scope directories from other domain, just you can view that.
Okay.
But if you wanted to upload the files, or if you wanted to delete the files, if you wanted to copy the files from one directory to another directory, or if you wanted to move the files, so those actions we can perform only from the default domain. Okay? Yeah. So then why we have two directories, pubset and shared set? What I'm saying these two are appliance level directories. Both are used to store the certificates, right?
Yeah.
Then why we have two? Yeah. The important thing is, see, PubSet, you can see the certificates already, right? Certificate, private keys, lot of things in the cert, right?
Yeah.
PubSet.
Yeah.
So in the by default, to run the data per object, see, the web management service is HTTPS, right?
Yes.
Protocol. Yeah. SSH require the certificates, and XML management interface uses HTTPS, and some of the other data power objects you require certificates and the private keys. So the moment you install the data power, for the data power object, what are the certificates, private keys are required. So those are created while creating installing DataPower itself, and those certificates, private keys, will be configured in the pubset. Pubset is pubset generally the default DataPower system certificates will be there. Understood?
Yes, yes.
So that's why you have a lot of certificates in the pubset directory. So whereas shared set, suppose let's say I wanted to use one certificate from multiple domains. I wanted to
Multiple,
use one
multiple.
certificate from the multiple domains. So instead of uploading the same certificate in each domain subdirectory, so instead of doing that, simply we can ask admin, we can share that certificate with admin. So we can request him to upload in the shared set so that since the certificate is in the shared set, I can access that certificate from all the domains, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so that is the use case of pubset and shared set. This is very important interview question. So what is the difference between pubset, shared set and the set directory? So you need to explain like set directory is a domain level scope directory and what are the certificates we can use in this domain. We can upload it, and also the moment we create any certificate private keys in the domain, they will be stored in the they'll be stored in the set directory.
No.
And whereas pubset and shared set both are appliance level scope directories, so we can upload or delete, copy, move the files only from the default domain. And the difference between pubset and shared set is in the pubset, so the by default data for appliance require some certificate and private keys. The moment we install them, data power, so they'll be stored in the pubset. And the shared set, the importance of the shared set is suppose if you wanted to use one particular certificate in all the domains, so we can upload that in the shared set from the default domain so that we can access from every domain wherever we want it. Okay, that's clear.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, store directory. The store directory is also appliance specific directory. The scope is appliance level specific, appliance level, and so as the name itself, it is saying that store. So
Store.
generally we'll have a storeroom, right?
Yes.
Whatever we don't require, we will put into that, right? Yeah, store directory by default, data power has some generic things. Okay, can you please open that? Yeah. So by default, data power has some generic things. The AAA info file, AAA info XSD. So like that. So it what are the generic files are there? So they'll keep in the store directory. Okay.
Okay.
Generic gateway script code, JavaScript code, policies, profiles, array schemes. So these are the generic files. So we can use that in future. Like as I said, the data port can be accessed through web XML management service also. For that, we require a visitor. So likewise, so those generic files, they are uploaded in store directory. Clear?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we can minimize this. And temporary directory. As the name itself, it is saying that the last directory is a temporary directory. So it is also the scope of this directory is a domain level, and the temporary directory, as the name itself, it is saying that temporary. What are the files we have into that temporary directory? We cannot assure how long they last in the temporary directory. Okay. And the good use case of the temporary directory is when you create a certificate or private key within the data power. So by default, as I said, they'll be stored in the set directory, right?
Yeah.
But from the set directory, we cannot download that certificate private key to our local system. So we need to share our certificate with the third-party systems, right? Our consumers.
Yes.
So in that case, so from the set directory, we cannot download. Then what we do, we will export the same copy to the temporary directory. While creating the certificate, it will give you option. Export a copy to the temporary directory. So in the temporary directory, we will export a copy of that and we will down from the temporary directory, we can download to a local system.
Okay.
And when you create a certificate, the certificate signing request will be generated and that it will be stored only in the temporary directory.
Oh,
And when you generate error report in the data power, that error report also confined in the error,
yep.
error report file also generated in the temporary directory. And when you do packet capture, so that packet capture file also will be stored in the
Temp.
temporary directory. So these are the few use cases of the directory. Okay, I hope these all directories are clear, right? Now can you please switch to default domain? Yeah. Now go to file management. Okay. So now in the file from the default domain, we can view the files from all the domains. See, can you go to set? See, as of now, there are no certificates in dev, prod, test, training domain. So that's why all are empty. But if there is any certificate, for the dev, it show plus symbol. Okay.
Yes. Hmm.
Yeah, checkpoints. They are the only difference. Yeah, the important directory in the default domain is image directory. Right?
Okay.
Yeah, this is important. Yeah, this you cannot see in the other domains. Right? Did
Yes.
we did you observe that in the dev domain? Just now we have seen, right?
I have not observed. Now I came to know. Hmm.
Yeah. So the image directory we can see only from
Default.
default domain. The importance of the image directory is, so when we upgrade the data for firmware, okay, 7.5 to like let's say 8.0, okay. So we need to download one we will have one fix pack. So that we can download from the IBM Fix Central website.
Hmm.
Okay. So let's say from the 7.5, I wanted to upgrade to 8.0. Then you can log into the IBM Fix Central website and it will show you can, there are some steps I'll clearly explain you when we do firmware update. Yeah.
Okay.
So we need to download that fix pack file. That fix pack file we need to upload into this image directory. Okay.
Okay.
Once it is uploaded, then we can start the firmware update process. So yeah. And now let's observe the pub set. Go to the actions of the pub set. See, yeah, now you can see upload files, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Upload the XML file into the local. Just I wanted to show some actions. So generally, I think you saved that up. No, no. Go to control panel in the local directory
Okay.
or switch to default domain or anything is also fine.
I am in default.
Yeah, anything is also fine. I think we have that XML file, right? Just save that
Yeah.
file.
Yeah.
Yesterday, yeah, that XML file, save in separate file, employee.xml. Save in your local system first.
Yeah. I have saved it.
Yeah. Now go to file management. Yeah, upload in local,
Okay. Yeah.
local. Okay. Yeah, upload files. Now you're uploading that to a default domain.
Yes.
Choose file and browse that.
That right?
Yeah. Okay, now click upload. You can upload multiple files like that. Choose file and you can add.
Okay.
Okay, but for timing, we are adding one file. Yeah. See, that is added to the default domain. So continue. Now go to local. Yeah. So the local, yeah, that employee.xml, you upload it to the local directory of default domain, right? Suppose
Yeah.
if you wanted to copy the same file to a dev domain, okay?
Yeah.
So check that. Select the, no, not like that. From here itself. No, just hold
Yeah.
on.
It's it.
No problem, no problem. Yeah, drag down and go to file management again. Yeah. Now select that, check that file. There is a checkbox next to that file, right? Employee.xml. Yeah. So, so in the first top file manager before the set directory, go to the set directory. Yeah. Before that, there is a blue color line, right? Manipulated checked files. Delete, copy, rename, move. Just before the set directory. Go up
Okay.
little.
Yeah.
Yeah. So manipulated checked file. Suppose if you wanted to delete any file or if you wanted to copy, rename, move.
Mm.
So just you can check that files. Now I wanted to copy the employee.xml to your dev domain as well.
Yeah.
So then just copy. Select copy. I wanted to copy new directory. Local. Yeah. Select local. Yeah. Dev I cannot copy, I think. Yeah. New directory name. Just I wanted to copy to it. Other directory called temporary. Select temporary. So now what I'm doing, I'm copying employee.xml file from local and temporary as well. Okay.
Yeah.
File name you can put same file employee.xml. So just what I wanted to show you is, so we can copy the files from one directory to another directory. We can move. Copy and move difference is copy, move is similar to cut. Okay. When you
Yeah.
copy from source directory to target directory, the file will be exist in both source and target directory. But when you move just from, if you choose move from local to temporary in the local, it is moved in the local, you don't see the copy. Only in the target directory, which is temporary directly only, you can see the file. Okay.
Okay.
Confirm copy. Continue. And now check in temporary. You can see that, right? Last one.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, suppose if you wanted to delete, check that and click delete. Check that employee.xml now from the template, delete it. Yeah. So these are the operations. Suppose if you wanted to delete, copy, move, rename, so you can do that. Okay. And
Here also you have copy, right? This one.
yeah, copy means, yeah, both source and directory will be exist. See, you copied the same file from local to temporary. So
Yeah.
that's why we have file in local and temporary.
Okay.
But if you move in the local, you cannot see that.
Okay. Okay. Fine.
Copy is similar to copy paste. You do
Yeah.
copy paste. Move is similar to cut.
Cut
Cut.
and paste. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. And yeah, this is what I wanted to. This is about the file management. So in the local directory, you can create a subdirectories as well. So just right click on the local directory actions. Yeah. You can create directories, subdirectories. Like in the local, just any directory. Generally, what the developers do is, so in the local directory, so directly they don't upload all the certificates. See, suppose in the domain, if they are creating 10 services, 10 services files, if you keep as is in the local, it's not best practice. So what they do is, so they'll create subdirectory with a service name, and within that service name directory, they'll upload that service related files into that. Okay.
Okay.
So yeah, so this is about the file management, and these are the different directories we have. So is it clear? Do you have any questions?
Yeah, fine.
Yeah. So the important thing is like, yeah, certificate configuration. I think since you are MQ, so you might familiar with that certificate, right? The private key, public key, key
Yeah.
store, trust store.
Yes.
Are you familiar with the key store and trust store?
Yes, yes, I am.
Yeah, key store is a, yeah, in the key store you'll upload both when you are SSL server. So you generate the private key and public key and you'll upload that into a key store, right?
Yes.
Suppose if you are connecting to a external server, if that is secured with a certificate, then you will configure that certificate in the trust store,
Yes.
right? Yeah, in the data per also we have a similar components, but we are calling it as a different name. Key store is similar to crypto identification credentials. Crypto identification credentials, and trust store is similar to crypto validation credentials, where you will configure the third party certificates. Crypto identification credential you will configure. Okay. Now the beauty, as I said, the beauty of the data power is we can generate within the data power itself, right? We will see that. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So how, go to any respective domain where we created this static backend loopback services in the div domain, right? Go to that and check that whether we created in that or not. Yeah. Go to, no, no, go to MPG. There we can see, right, our services.
Here also somewhere we saw, right? MPG, this one.
Yeah. Policy framework.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So there is an object to create the certificate, which is crypto tools. Crypto tools is an object in the data power using which we can generate the private key, public key is nothing but certificate, self-signed certificate, and CSR.
Yeah.
So in the search, type crypto tools, crypto space tools. Yeah. Click on that. Yeah, I think you know, right? So when we generate certificate should have the basic details like common name,
Yes,
right?
yes.
Yeah, country name. You can keep country name is always two letter word. IN for India, it is IN, capital IN. Yeah, state, put your details. Telangana, keep. Yeah, your wish. Yeah. Locality, Hyderabad. Organization, XXX. Yeah. And the important thing is common name, right? So www.datapower,
Which one?
anything, datapower server datapower.com. Generally, we'll put with our domain name, right?
Yes.
That's why datapower server.com. Just put datapower server.com. Datapower, yeah. Yeah. While generating the certificate, yeah, we have a key type. So we have two popular algorithm, right? RSA or ACDSA. The popular thing is RSA only. Check that. Yeah. Drop down list. Yeah, ECDSA and RSA, but the popular thing is RSA only.
Yeah.
Yeah. So key length, let's check the latest one, 408696. Yeah, hash algorithm SHA-256. And by default, the certificate will have a validity, right?
Yeah.
And 365, let's keep as is. Okay. Validity period. Yeah, and the generate, yeah. Now we discussed, just don't do anything. Just export private key, right? Export option is there.
Yes.
Export private key, that is off.
Yeah.
So just now we discussed about the temporary directory, right?
Yes.
So when we are creating, by default, private key and certificate will be stored in the subdirectory.
Yes.
But the disadvantage is we cannot download to our local system, right?
Yes.
So that's why if you want to export that, so that copy will be saved in the temporary directory as well. Okay.
Yes.
Just click export on. So when you do that, it will make a copy in the temporary directory.
Yeah.
Generate self-signed certificate. But in the real time, we don't use the self-signed certificate, right?
Yes.
We use the signed certificate. There are some third-party certificate authority teams. We will share the CSR with them. We will have a private key and CSR with us. We'll share the CSR with them and they will share the signed certificate, right?
Yeah.
And we have private key. So for timing, let's use a self-signed certificate only. Okay.
Okay.
And export self-signed certificate. So when you automatically it is there. When you do export, what happens again? It copies to temporary directory as well, right?
Yeah.
And generate key and certificate objects. So though we have a certificate and private key in the subdirectory, we cannot access, we cannot refer that files in the identification or validation credentials. So for certificate, we must have crypto set object. For private key, we must have crypto key object. So that's why the last option is generate key and certificate object for yeah. So since it is on, it will generate a crypto key for your private key, crypto certificate for certificate. Now click generate. Yeah, click confirm. Yeah, read that information. Just whatever I've explained, the same info will be saved. Yeah, we will see that. Close it. I'll show you that. Yeah, now go to subdirectory, file management. Yeah, in the subdirectory, you can see that. See, private key and public key. With the common name, see www.datapowerserver.com, that is a common name, right?
Yes.
-privatekey.pm is nothing but the default extension of the certificate in the Datapower is .pm, but if you want, you can change that to
Oh,
.cer as well once you download to your local system. Okay.
okay.
Generally, .cer we use, right?
Yeah.
We can modify that as well. So hyphen private key is nothing but private key. Hyphen SS set is nothing. Hyphen SS. SS nothing but self signed.
Yeah.
Okay, just try to click the details of the private key. Yeah, you cannot view because private key cannot be shareable, right?
Yeah.
Only the owner should know the details of it. That's why it is not showing the details. Whereas for certificate, you can see the details of the certificate. Every certificate will have a fingerprint, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, fingerprint issue or not before, not after, subject. So you'll have all the details. Okay. Yeah. So close it. Yeah. See, but we cannot download from the subdirectory. Just try to click on the certificate or private key. We cannot do that, right? So that's why we copied them to temporary. Now go to temporary. Yeah. See, from the temporary directory along with the private key, public key. So we have a CSR as well, right? .csr.
Yes.
What is that? Certificate signing request. In the real time, just you will have a private key and you don't check that self-signed certificate by default that on, right? You in the real time you will off that radio button
Yes.
so that it won't generate the self-signed certificate. It will generate only private key and CSR. You need
Okay.
to share the CSR with them and you'll get the certificate, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, that is a private key and certificate. Yeah, click on CSR as well. Yeah, so close it. Just if you click on that link as well, it will open. Just click on that. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. You can, yeah. Suppose if you, this private key and certificate is in .pm format, right? But if you wanted to have extension .cr, just copy that context. Yeah. Yeah. You can save, Control S, save data, copy that common name. This in this way you can save, or there is other way also to save it. Directly right click, save link as. Yeah, this is how you can also save it. So just create a one folder called DataPower. I think you created yesterday, right?
Yeah.
Desktop. Yeah. So now save here. Private key dot, instead of dot pm dot put dot cr. Yeah. Instead of text doc. No. Just hold on.
Yeah.
Okay, fine. Okay, fine. That is saved. Yeah, it's better to keep all type as are. Yeah. Similarly, save the rest of the set rest. Yeah, dot cr. See, for dot pim is there, dot cr, and save type as all types, all files. Yeah. Save CSR as well. Yeah, as dot CSR is there, just save it as is. For dot CSR, it would be dot CSR only. Save. Yeah, sometimes when you are saving like that, certificate is not saved. Private key is only saved. Yeah, so it's better. Yeah, so this is a problem we face. It's better to save with the first thing, whatever I've explained. Where you saved them. Yeah. So private key is already saved. So copy the certificate. Open the certificate. First yeah. Open it. No. Click on it. No, not like this. Click cancel it. Click on that just. Yeah, copy that content. Go to the notepad plus plus. Yeah. Go to browser again. The name we will copy. No. Just hold on. Hold on. Yeah, copy that name. Yeah. Yeah, now save it with this name in the DataPower directory. No. Yeah. Instead of .pm, .cr. Save as type all files. Control home or scroll up all types. This is how you can save it. Okay. Similarly, CSR also. It's better you save in this way because sometimes you will get problems. When you do save link as, it won't allow. It will show you the network error. Okay. This is the best way to save the certificate. Now you have everything in the, just go to the directory. Now you have everything, right? Clear?
Yeah.
Yeah, click on the certificate. Click on it. No. That certificate in the data port. Certificate. That is CSR, right? SSCert is nothing but certificate. Yeah, see, this is how it is showing. Issued by details. Go to the details. Yeah, version, serial number. Okay, subject, thumbprint. Drag down. Yeah, so this is how it is. Yeah.